Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of 5 Minute Gaming News, the show that has a tree now. I can't really say that we're all Christmassy here in the office, but we do love a good tree. And, hey, if you have ornaments that you want to send us, I'll put them up there. Why not? Today in the news, the console war continues, and oh boy. Phil Spencer, post his not looking too thrilled at the Game Awards vibe, has been going hard on Sony. Last week, Phil and Xbox were all about brothership and love and the gaming space coming together and offering 10-year contracts for Call of Duty to Nintendo and Steam and in hopes that Sony would bite. But on Thursday, the Federal Trade Commission here in the States sued Microsoft over its acquisition of Activision Blizzard, and well, the gloves are now off. On a recent podcast appearance, Phil said, Sony is leading the dialogue around why the deal shouldn't go through to protect its dominant position on console. So the thing they grab onto is Call of Duty, the largest console maker in the world, raising an objection about the one franchise that we've said will continue to ship on the platform. Sony is trying to protect its dominance on console, Spencer said. The way they grow is by making Xbox smaller. And the thing is, he's kind of right. Sure, he's spinning it, but Sony sells more. They have more first-party titles. It's just a more popular console. So he is accurate in that. They are the big dog. But when Xbox goes out and tries to pick up the 7th biggest video game company in the world, you know, Sony's gonna fight against that because they see that as a threat. That's just business. So Phil acting like it's wild that they want to try and stop them because they have God of War or whatever. Again, like I said, it's just spin. Just like when Phil says they're not gonna make Call of Duty an exclusive, and they're gonna give people 3 or 10 or whatever years of having the game, when the FTC pointed out that they tried to do the same thing with Bethesda and Starfield, and now it's an exclusive. So yeah, I don't expect this back and forth to end anytime soon. But going back to the Game Awards for a minute, Armored Core 6. There were a lot of great trailers at the Game Awards last week, but as I said many times and will continue to say, Armored Core 6, biggest shocker for me. Yes, they said it was coming, but I'm still mind blown by the trailer we just got. And the thought of it being 10 years, and in that time, all the things FromSoft has learned, I'm pretty excited. But not a lot of gamers played the original Armored Core or even remember it. So a lot of people were asking, is it Dark Souls-like? Well, if you've never played Armored Core, the best description I have for you is, it's like Ace Combat, right? It's Ace Combat with mechs. If you've never played Ace Combat, what the hell are you doing? It's literally just like mission briefing, mission, some cool cutscenes, and then repeat until the end. Anyway, in an interview with IGN, the man himself, Miyazaki, said they had not been making a conscious effort to try to direct Armored Core 6 towards more Soulsborne type gameplay. Meanwhile, director Masaru Yamamura said the boss battles are the highlight of the game in this title, the essence of the battles in which the player reads the enemy's moves and then plays games with them is of course provided, as is typical of From Software. In this title, both the enemy and your own machine are aggressive and violent in their attacks. We are developing the game so that players can enjoy the dynamic and intense boss battles that only mechas can offer, along with the unique aspects of AC, such as how to assemble the right parts to take on the strongest enemies. So while it's not a Soulsborne-like game, it does scratch that boss fight itch that I think a lot of players who enjoy FromSoft games are looking for. And I'm totally here for that. Plus, if they stick with the same kind of cool story beats and things they've done in the past, this is going to be pretty big. At least for me. And frankly, that's all I care about. Speaking of games I care about, it's time for your weekly releases. Tomorrow, the game I should have played but never owned a PSP for, Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion, is here on all the things. Take a jog down memory lane or experience the prequel to Final Fantasy VII for the first time with HD graphic updates, fully voiced dialogue, new arrangements of the soundtrack, and more. Our adventures with Zack are sure to get Final Fantasy fans hype for next year's remake sequel. Definitely expect to see some VODs over on Cox Clips this week. Also on the 13th, High on Life, the Justin Roiland science fiction talking gun game that is sure to be good for a laugh. As a kid fresh out of high school, you venture forth into alien worlds with your sassy guns, rescuing people and saving the day. Honestly, it just looks like you kill everyone, but hey, your guns talk, so that's pretty cool. I suppose it's all just part of the job when you're a galactic bounty hunter. Then on the 15th, the surreal first-person action-adventure game Blacktail brings the dark fairy tale world of Baba Yaga to life. Playing as a young girl accused of witchcraft and expelled from your town, you must tackle the creatures of the wild and your own dark past, and it just looks super interesting and kind of like a wild game, man. And you know, I'm here for wild, because wild is fun. Speaking of wild, we've got some footage of Forspoken for you. I got to play 3 chapters of the game. There's so much, but there's also a lot to go through. So I'm trying to, whittle it down to a nice 5-minute preview for you. Also, like I said, Crisis Core. Look for that and more fun stuff. Oh, and the video we just released yesterday that I'm so thankful to have finished, and I'm so glad all of you love it. So, hey, share it with your friends or whatever. Like, that'd be cool. That's it for 5-Minute Gaming News. See you all tomorrow.